There are so many ways to learn about farm policy and crop insurance and ethanol policy and all of the big things that we work in corn. There's fewer of those to learn about trade. So this workshop is really one way we're trying to offer that education in partnership with our national sister association, with our state members, to fill that gap and to make sure people can learn as much about this really important topic as others in agriculture.
I know I've already going to take back some information to my neighbors, the friends, the rest of the ag community in my area, that how important trade is. You know, every third acre that we produce is exported. Every other row of corn is exported. Soybeans, it's even higher. And so I just want to impress them on that, so that when they talk to their representatives or their policymakers, that they're bringing up these trade issues and not just simple market ideas.
We're trying to grow our leaders, our farmer leaders, and having them have the basics understanding of trade and how they can get involved and how they can communicate with their neighbors and advocate for trade is really important to our mission and important to the farmers and their farming operation as a whole.
Farmers are such a small percentage of the overall population, and people need to know what we do and why trade's important to what we do, because what we do is very important to the rural community in general. The more people we can educate about trade, the more advocates we'll have.
We have a really wide range of knowledge brought into the room. So we have people who have been members or attendees at U.S. Grains Council meetings for many years, and so already have a lot of background information about trade agreements or some of these details that we're talking about. They understand grains in all forms already. And then we have people who maybe this is the first time they're hearing about a free trade agreement, and so it's really interesting to have that varying amount of base knowledge. It makes the small tabletop conversations really valuable and gives the farmers opportunities to interact with each other, and that's what makes it interesting and more collaborative among attendees.
We in this room today come from different parts of both Minnesota, North Dakota, and I believe we have some South Dakota participants as well. So we have some variations in what we produce and which markets we produce it for. So it leads to some interesting conversation because we all have different perspectives. Trade is incredibly complex. A lot of different items go into having a successful trade program for our nation. Free trade agreements, the World Trade Organization, the U.S. Trade Representative's Office, all of these institutions, we need to understand how they work and how they all function together in order to serve corn farmers. We are in an incredible world situation right at the moment, and trade is going to change as a result of that. So I'm able to get up-to-date information from the experts at U.S. Grains Council, from the NCGA office in Washington, D.C. Both those folks are here today and providing current information. So I think it's very timely and valuable.
We also throw in a lot of hot topics, flavor of the day type information. And so, you know, today is March 16th, 2022, and we're talking a lot about Ukraine and Russia. We're talking about fertilizer prices and that sort of thing. So we're going to talk a lot about current issues as well. And so that's an opportunity you're not going to want to miss.
I think what's happening around the world, whether that's in Ukraine or some of the other ramifications around the world, continue to be a major concern. And I think those were very much front of mind and front of the room today. I would rank today as a very good success story. When bringing people together and discussing issues, trade should always be at the front of mind. And I think today the conversations you need to discuss to make things better.
Trade has been hot for several years, and now we're really looking at some big geopolitical issues that are impacting farmers on a day-to-day basis. And the people in the room today are very excited about learning about that, but also, you know, concerned about it and want to know what they should be doing to engage properly to really make sure their businesses come out as well as they can in the larger global environment.
Trade education is incredibly important. America's corn farmers are really talented at their job, and every year we always make it out with record carryover numbers, and so it's really important that we're continuing to talk about the value of trade and that we're continuing to go after new opportunities in the global trade space. I think today was really successful, and it feels really good to be back in the saddle after almost a 2-year hiatus away from trade school. It feels really good to have everyone back together in person.
Minnesota Corn Research and Promotion Council and the North Dakota Corn Council were at a joint meeting, and we started discussing what we could work on together, and we came up with this idea of having a trade school, but then COVID came and we had to pause. And so now we are pleased to be the first trade school back in session as everything has back opened up, and this trade school is today, we've got about 50 people here.
I was a big promoter of this a couple years ago before COVID hit. I was talking to North Dakota Corn about having one of these in Minnesota, and I'm so thankful that they decided to be the first one back after COVID. So, no, I think a lot of people learned a lot of stuff today.
Trade school like today is so important. I learned a lot myself, being involved both personally and through the organizations over time with various types of trade. Our own family business has shipped grain, cleaned and shipped some grain overseas to various locations over time, and well aware of the connections back and forth that are necessary. But as we talked about today, trade is so much more than just making an arrangement to sell some product. Trade requires the information being presented to the customer and helping the customer learn how to use our products, and then you put together the political part and the logistical part to make the whole deal happen. And we have to keep reminding our customers of the importance and the value that the American agriculture can bring to the table. So that's a job that all of us need to do to keep up that message.
Yeah, I think it's getting a message across here. You know, it'd be nice for more people to hear it. You know, it comes, if there was twice as many here, it'd be that great. It'd be twice as many people to promote for us. You got to start somewhere, and we got to make sure that we're getting these exports out. We're opening up new markets and getting rid of our products so that we can use all the product we have and produce more and get a better money for bottom dollar. My mind is going, it's like, can we do this again next year, and where would we put it? You know, to attract even more growers.
I think today was a smashing success. I am absolutely thrilled with today. Great participation from the farmers. We're very pleased with today, very happy with the event.
I just want to thank the people that put this together today for putting this together and offering us this chance to learn.
Next time we do a trade school, let's all show up.